What's up, your boy Mastermind Harv, and in today's video, we're gonna be taking a nail out of the tire of my car. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into the tools you need. You want to get a tire repair kit, preferably the one with these stem pieces. It's gonna come with like this in the kit. You want to get yourself an air compressor if you don't have one, because you have to pump the tire back up once you take the nail out of the tire. Of course, a handy dandy tool kit, breaker bar. I'm using the scissor jack just because it's a little bit easier to use. An impact, if you have one, it does make the job a little bit easy. Of course, I got me a flathead so I can actually dig the nail out a little bit, and some pliers to pull it out the rest of the way. And of course, anti-seize is always good to have, to put these back on your bolts so that they don't rust, or your lug nuts so they don't rust to the car. Get a flathead. What I did was I just went around the side of the tire like this and just pried it up all the way around so I can then get my pliers, pull this on out. And we got out a really long screw. I don't know where I ran this over at. Maybe on the highway last night. Not too sure. So this hole is going to make, what you're then going to do, you're going to grab this one, and you're going to ram it into the hole, pause, and you're going to open this hole up a little bit more. But pretty much just going to go in a motion like this, and you want to stretch this hole out a little bit so you can stuff the other piece inside of it. Pretty much gonna go like, you're gonna be going in the motion like this and twisting and turning into this hole just to make it a little bit bigger. Once you get the end of it in, it's gonna pretty much just twist and push down, and it's gonna embed itself into the tire. You see it's going down slowly. All right, once you get that all the way in there, back it out, reverse it. You screw it, once you screw it in a couple of times, you'll be able to do the sawing motion, like so. Once again, you just try to get the material up, make the hole a little bit bigger. All right. Then we're gonna grab the other tool. You're then gonna fish it through like this, almost like you fish a needle through a thread. You're gonna insert this into the hole like so, and you're gonna push through so that the whole end, both the pieces get inside of the hole. So you're gonna push through so that basically it's like it creates a U shape inside of the hole, and you're gonna yank back out really hard to tear it into. Okay. So step out for that. So once you pull really hard, it should look like this. Then you can come back with a razor and trim the excess, or just drive on it and it'll eventually just break off. We're then gonna pump it up with some air from the air compressor. And then the last thing we're gonna do is pour some soapy water on top of it to check for any air leaks. A little anti-seize, probably more than you need on the threads, and of course where the rim mounts to the hub. Once it just prevents oxidation from happening so that it's easier to take the wheel on and off for the next time that you need it. All right, so we got the tire back on. As you can see, not leaking any air. We have already tested it. I did find a razor to be able to cut that part. Last thing we're gonna do is torque it down to 80 foot-pounds. If you do not have a torque wrench, I highly recommend you get one. I got this Pittsburgh one from Harbor Freight. It's not a marketing plug, but I got this from Harbor Freight. It's a phenomenal torque wrench. I love it. So get you a good torque wrench that you don't over tighten your lug nuts. This is a pain in the ass to come off because it was on too damn tight. So get your good torque wrench and you torque everything down to factory spec. Once again, 80 foot-pounds of torque. We're gonna go ahead and torque them on down, and then we're all done.